LeanLaw provides easy productivity reporting for you because we know it is essential to understand for your firm, and especially for the attorneys at your firm, how productive they are over the course of a given time period, a month, a quarter, year. LeanLaw provides this productivity reporting in a couple of different ways to make it easy for you to get the information you need. And all of this information is available in real time. So as information changes over the course of the day, week, or month, you can get updated information as well. You'll see in the LeanLaw reports section that we've got productivity reports by both client and matter and by user. For the purposes of this conversation, we're going to look at the productivity by user report. And here you can see with just one click, I'm able to see all of my users, their billable time that they've worked, any of that time that's been written down, the total of those billable hours. You can also see any hours that have been logged against a fixed fee, and any non-billable hours. And then I can get some information on the value of that as well. This allows me to easily see which attorneys are tracking where they need to be, and which attorneys I might need to follow up with and talk to about making sure they're entering their time in a timely manner. We also provide the ability to get into more details on a specific user. So if you want to see the distribution of a specific user's work, in this case, Rebecca's work, by client, you can go in and get the same level of detail for that specific user. And then if you want even more information on a specific client, you can go in and see all of the specific time entries that have been logged against that specific client. So depending on the level of detail you're looking for and what information you're trying to get information about, you can use these productivity reports to understand what the attorneys at your firm are doing, how they're spending their time, and where they are in terms of hitting the targets that you've set for them. Now we're also going to go back. One of the things that we hear commonly from firm administrators is that they spend a lot of time nagging the attorneys at their firm to enter their time. And that can be kind of a painful process to make sure that time's entered on a regular basis. So our firm time analysis dashboard here is designed to give you an overview of what's happened across the firm in terms of time entries. Similar to our productivity report, you can see the total number of billed hours for your users, and you can also see that from a client perspective. And you can see all of the details of those specific time entries. You can also export any of the information from this dashboard, but what's really great about this dashboard is that instead of having to go to the report and look up and see, okay, who do I need to remind and make sure that, say, Gabe here needs to enter his time. He hasn't entered any time recently. I can set up an alert so that I automatically get an email when somebody has not entered time or not entered enough time in a certain period of time. So let's take a quick look at that. So here I'm looking at our time entries table and I can set an alert. You can see I've got an alert set up here. We're just going to take a look at the one that exists. And this alert is designed, I can set up a condition that I want. In this case, I'm going to say anyone who's entered fewer than 30 hours. And then I can look at the category and say, great, I want to group this information by user. So I don't want to just see any time entry that's less than 30 hours. I want to see for Gabe, for Rebecca, for Courtney, for Harvey, if they've entered 30 hours or less. And then this is something I want to see once a week or once a month, once a quarter. You can set it up any way you'd like. So this sets up the conditions for me to get an email or get a notification. And then if I go to the next piece, I can set up how often I want to be notified. In this case, once a week. I could set it up to send every other week. It really depends on, there's lots of configuration here, but it really depends on what you want. And then you can go ahead and you can create a channel, an email channel. You can customize the message. let's say these users had entered less than 30 hours. You can set up a subject line, and then you can send it to as many recipients as you'd like. You can also CC and BCC depending on who you want to receive this. But this gives you a really easy way to get an email. And then, just to give you an example of what this look like, this is an email that you would receive, or whoever you've chosen to receive this would receive, that quickly shows you, hey, look, it looks like Rebecca hasn't entered any hours in the last week. Maybe she was on vacation. Maybe she still needs to enter her time. But this gives you a really quick way, and then you can use this however you see fit. You can forward it on to the individual and say, hey, make sure you enter your time, so that you aren't dealing with that consequence when you are going through your billing cycle. We know it's essential that you understand the productivity of the attorneys at your firm, and we have these reports specifically designed for that. We also want to make sure that it's easy for you to keep track of the information and make sure you're getting the right information you need in advance of your billing cycle. And so the alerts that I just showed you are a really easy way to get those notifications without having to think about it. We hope you find this helpful, and we'd be happy to discuss more our productivity and additional reporting that LeanLaw has for you. Thank you for joining us.